Hello and welcome to another unboxing video. Today we're going to delve back into the 90s. Yes, 36 years ago. And we're going to take a look at a Russian tank because it's the end of the month. And this was a new tool back then, and I purchased it back then. And here's the scary thing, back then it cost me £12.99. How times have changed. Enough waffling, let's take a look at what we're going to look at. We're going to look at this puppy, the Esci T55 medium tank. As I said, released back in 1990. This was the first new tooling of a T55 tank since 1965, when Tamiya first introduced a T55. It's a basic kit and it doesn't stand up to today's standards, but let's take a look at what you could have bought in 1990. A conventional lift top lid and a slightly battered box. There's a set of instructions, 1, 2, 3 sets of sprues, a hull tub, a set of decals, and no photo etch. Let's take a closer look at the plastic. Okay, let's look at sprue A. Sprue A contains the road wheels, upper hull, upper and lower turrets, some fuel cans which look like Israeli, which doesn't surprise me because eventually Esci would release this as the IDF TI-67-69. Details are, they're okay actually. A lot of flash on the sprues and some round some of the road wheels. But surprising, it's actually not too bad. Again, at the end of the video there'll be sprue shots of all the components. Sprue B is link and length track links. Now this is without a doubt the most horrendous sprue in the box. Tons of flash and what looks like warpage on the plastic. I don't believe this is rubberized plastic, I believe this is straight up plastic, but a little bit of heat may help those survive. Again, the details are a bit soft in these links, and there are knockout marks on the inside faces of the links. But again, for 1990s technology, I think this was one of the first link and length tracks available on the market. Here we have sprue C, which is certainly a very busy sprue. It has swing arms, gun barrel, dry sprockets, mantle cover hatches, fuel tanks, zip boxes, fenders, engine plate, rear plate, and the exhaust. Again, there's a bit of flash present in some of the components, and the detail is a bit soft, but again, this is 1990s moulding technology. But there is an interesting wood grain effect on the splash plate. The final component is the hull tub. A basic one piece, can't really call it slide moulded. But again, not too bad. The wheels are offset, so yeah. And here we have the set of decals, surprisingly in good format. Printed with a gloss register. National markings for East Germany, Czechoslovakia, Russia, and I think this is Syrian. Simple sheet, simple markings. How does she go together? Well, the instructions are printed on large format, black and white. First page is a potted history of the vehicle in multiple languages with some general technical information for the vehicle. Step 1 is how to build a model and all the usual warnings. The colour callouts, which are for Humbrol enamels. Step 1 of the instructions has you build the drive sprockets, the idlers, the road wheels, attach the suspension arms to both sides, the final drive mounts, and those wheels and sprockets, and the mounting points for the various engineering attachments on the hull front. Step 2 has the correct positioning of the tracks. Can't go wrong with that. Has you build the exhaust, the external jerry cans, fuel cans that go on the back of the tank, the fender's sit boxes, the gun barrel, and the little searchlight for the commander's cupola. Stage 3 has you attach the fuel canisters to the upper part of the fenders, the sit boxes, the front mud guards, the front headlight cluster, the exhaust, and the engine deck. It also has you move on to building the turret. Simple, easy peasy. Stage 4 has you attach the turret to the upper hull, glue the upper hull to the lower hull, glue on the external fuel canisters in the back, build the rear hull plate, and attach the rear hull fittings. Painting, camouflage and markings. Version A is the Russian Army in overall green. Version B, the East German Army, again in overall green. Colour option C is the Czechoslovakian Army, again in overall green. Colour option D is the Syrian Army. You have a choice, Syrian Army green, or you can use the Syrian camouflage from the Yom Kippur War of 1973, which was a three-tone scheme with black outlines. There you have it, the Esci 1990 release of the T55 tank. Surprisingly enough, it would be another 10 years before another T55 model would appear on this market. That would be the Skiff kit, and another 2 years before Tamiya released their version of the kit. Back in the 1990s, if you wanted a T55 in your collection, this was the only game in town. That and the Lindbergh kit, which, if you think this kit is bad, you should take a look at that one. It is a basic kit, but there were available a large number of aftermarket upgrades for this kit. You may struggle to find them now. There was a company called Francis Verlinden. He did a replacement turret and various other upgrades for it. I do have other T55 kits in my collection, and we will take a look at these in the upcoming months. Till then, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye.